Welcome to this zoology class. In the last class, we have seen about chromosome theory of inheritance put forward by Sutton and Boveri. അപ്പോൾ അതുമായി ബന്ധപ്പെട്ട ഒരു എക്സാമ്പിൾ എങ്ങനെയാണ് ക്രോമോസോം മൂവ്മെൻറ്റ് ഡ്യൂറിങ് സെൽ ഡിവിഷൻ എസ്പെഷ്യലി മിയോസിസ് എങ്ങനെയാണ് ഇൻഡിപെൻഡൻ്റ് അസോർട്ട്മെൻറ്റിലേക്ക് സെഗ്രിഗേഷനിലേക്കും അതുപോലെ ഇൻഡിപെൻഡൻ്റ് അസോർട്ട്മെൻറ്റിലേക്കും ഫാക്ടേഴ്സിൻ്റെ സെഗ്രിഗേഷനിലേക്കും ഇൻഡിപെൻഡൻ്റ് അസോർട്ട്മെൻറ്റിലേക്കും നയിക്കുന്നത് എങ്ങനെയാണ് എന്ന് നമ്മൾ കഴിഞ്ഞ ക്ലാസ്സിൽ നമ്മൾ വിശദമായി കണ്ടു. ഗ്രിഗർ മെൻഡൽ പീ പ്ലാന്റിൽ നടത്തിയ പരീക്ഷണങ്ങൾക്ക് ശേഷം നമ്മൾ കണ്ടു so many scientists conducted several different dihybrid crosses, monohybrid and dihybrid crosses in different plants, not only pea plants, different varieties of plants, and got various results. Some of which were deviations from the Mendelian's findings. All those things we have discussed already. ഇങ്ങനെ പ്ലാന്റ്സിൽ അനേകം ക്രോസിംഗ് എക്സ്പെരിമെന്റ്സ് നടന്നുവെങ്കിൽ കൂടി, ഹൈബ്രിഡൈസേഷൻ എക്സ്പെരിമെന്റ്സ് നടന്നുവെങ്കിൽ കൂടി, ആനിമൽസിൽ ഇത്തരം ക്രോസിംഗ് എക്സ്പെരിമെന്റ്, ഇത്തരം ഹൈബ്രിഡൈസേഷൻ എക്സ്പെരിമെന്റ്സ് കാര്യമായി ഒന്നും നടന്നിട്ടുണ്ടായിരുന്നില്ല. എന്നാൽ 1910 തോമസ് ഹണ്ട് മോർഗൻ എന്ന ഒരു ശാസ്ത്രജ്ഞൻ, നമ്മൾ TH മോർഗൻ എന്നാണ് അദ്ദേഹത്തെ വിളിക്കുക, തോമസ് ഹണ്ട് മോർഗൻ, in 1910 conducted hybridization experiments in a fly called fruit fly. The scientific name is Drosophila melanogaster. ഫ്രൂട്ട് ഫ്ലൈ നമ്മളൊക്കെ കണ്ടിട്ടുണ്ടാവും, നമുക്കൊക്കെ പരിചയമുള്ള ഒരു ഫ്ലൈ ആണ്, ഒരു ഇൻസെക്റ്റ് ആണ് ഫ്രൂട്ട് ഫ്ലൈ, ഡ്രോസോഫില മെലാനോഗാസ്റ്റർ. വളരെ ചെറിയ ഒരു ഫ്ലൈ ആണ് ഇത്. പഴങ്ങളുടെ ജ്യൂസ് ഒക്കെ ഭക്ഷിച്ചാണ് ഇത് ജീവിക്കുക. ഇപ്പം നമ്മുടെ നാട്ടിൻപുറങ്ങളിൽ നമുക്ക് വളരെ ധാരാളമായി കണ്ടുവരുന്ന ഒരു ഫ്ലൈ ആണ്. നിങ്ങൾക്കറിയാം, പ്ലാവിൻ്റെ ചുവട്ടിലൊക്കെ ചക്കപ്പഴം വീണ് കിടക്കുന്ന സമയത്ത് അതിൽ പൊതിഞ്ഞ് ഈ ഈച്ച, പഴയീച്ച എന്ന് വിളിക്കാറുണ്ട് ഇതിനെ, നമ്മൾ പഴയീച്ച എന്നാണ് വിളിക്കുക, ഫ്രൂട്ട് ഫ്ലൈ എന്ന് ഇംഗ്ലീഷിൽ പറയും. അപ്പോൾ ഈ ചക്കപ്പഴത്തിലൊക്കെ പൊതിഞ്ഞ് ധാരാളമായിട്ട് ഈ ഫ്രൂട്ട് ഫ്ലൈ നിങ്ങൾക്ക് കാണാൻ സാധിക്കും. അപ്പോൾ ഈ ഫ്രൂട്ട് ഫ്ലൈയെ തിരഞ്ഞെടുക്കാൻ ചില കാരണങ്ങളുണ്ട്. ഇപ്പോൾ ഗ്രിഗർ മെൻഡൽ പീ പ്ലാന്റിനെ എന്തുകൊണ്ട് തിരഞ്ഞെടുത്തു എന്നതുപോലെ തന്നെ, so there are some certain reasons for selecting the fruit fly as an experimental specimen for hybridization. പീ പ്ലാന്റ്സിൻ്റെ കാര്യം പറഞ്ഞ പോലെ തന്നെ ഏകദേശം അതേ കാരണങ്ങൾ കൊണ്ട് തന്നെയാണ് ഇവിടെ ഫ്രൂട്ട് ഫ്ലൈയെ തിരഞ്ഞെടുത്തത്. ഡ്രോസോഫില മെലാനോഗാസ്റ്ററിനെ തിരഞ്ഞെടുക്കാനുള്ള കാരണം ഏകദേശം അതൊക്കെ തന്നെയാണ്. ഒന്ന്, ഇറ്റ് ഇസ് പ്ലെന്റി അവൈലബിൾ. ഇറ്റ് ഇസ് അവൈലബിൾ എവരിവെയർ, easily available. Then breeding is very easy. It can be bred very easily, and progeny can be produced in a short span. Then another thing is the male and female can be distinguished very easily. The male individuals are there, female individuals are there. They can be distinguished very easily. So another thing is, like pea plants, so many contrasting features are there here also. In the case of fruit fly also, there are so many contrasting features. So we can hybridize them as we like. Very freely we can hybridize them, selecting different contrasting traits. So selection of contrasting traits is not a problem here, because so many contrasting features are here in the case of fruit fly also, like pea plants. So he conducted dihybrid cross in fruit fly. Just like Gregor Mendel conducted dihybrid cross in pea plants. Now let us see an example, a dihybrid cross that he conducted. For this dihybrid cross, he selected two characters. The characters he selected were body color and eye color. Body color and eye color of fruit fly or Drosophila melanogaster. So as far as body color is concerned, there are two contrasting traits. Yellow bodied individuals are there and brown bodied individuals are there. And red eye color, eye color is concerned, as far as eye color is concerned, there are two types of individuals are there. White-eyed individuals are there and red-eyed individuals are there. So for body color, the character body color, two contrasting traits, yellow body color and brown body color. As far as eye color is concerned, there are two contrasting traits, white eye color and red eye color. So T.H. Morgan selected these two characters, the body color and eye color, for conducting a dihybrid cross in Drosophila melanogaster or fruit fly. Here, the brown body color and red eye color are considered as dominant characters, and the yellow body color and the white eye color are considered as the recessive characters. Brown body color and red eye color, these are also termed as wild type. Such individuals are called wild type individuals. Wild type. These traits are dominant. Brown body color and red eye color are dominant, and they are called wild type because these are the original trait from which, by mutation, the yellow body color and white eye color have been evolved. So yellow body color is a mutated form of the brown body color, and white eye color is a mutated form of the red eye color. So original one is as far as body color is concerned, the original one is brown color, and the original eye color is the red eye color. So these two traits are called the wild features, and individuals with these features are called wild type. Wild type. Okay. Now, in a cross between these two individuals, so he crossed a female individual with yellow body and white eye color with a male fruit fly with a brown body and red eye color. So this is a typical dihybrid cross, just like Gregor Mendel conducted in pea plant. Only the characters are different and the organism is also different, but the pattern should be the same. So an yellow body colored an organism, a fruit fly, a female fruit fly with yellow body and white eye is crossed with a male fruit fly with a brown body and red eye color. So in the F1 progeny, all the males produced were with yellow body and white eye, and the females produced were brown body and red eye, with red eye. So here one deviation is there, one difference is there from the dihybrid cross Greger-Mendel conducted, where in the F1 all the individuals were same. Remember the cross between yellow round yellow and wrinkled green, where in the F1 all the progeny were round yellow. There was no question of male and female there. But here, in the F1 progeny, all the males were yellow white. That means yellow bodied with a white icon. And the females were with a brown body and a red eye. So we will come to the reason shortly after. Then T.H. Morgan crossed these two individuals produced in the F1. An F1 male was crossed with F1 female. So here self-pollination is not possible. There is no self-pollination here because it's an animal. No pollination is possible here. Male individual is there, female individual is there. And male is different from female. Male genotype is different from the female genotype. The female is brown bodied and red eyed. And male is yellow bodied, white eyed. So he crossed a female of the F1 with a male of the F1. And F2 were produced. So he might have expected the ratio 9:3:3:1 here also. Because Greger-Mendel got the same. And so many other scientists got the same result while conducting the dihybrid cross. But here, T.H. Morgan got a different ratio. A ratio different from 9:3:3:1 ratio. So as he got a different ratio than what proposed by Greger-Mendel, he proceeded to calculate the percentage of the parallel combination and recombination. So what was the percentage Greger-Mendel got? Actually there was no mention in your textbook about regarding the percentage of progeny produced in the F2 as a result of the dihybrid cross Greger-Mendel conducted. There was no mention about the percentage in your textbook, but we can calculate the percentage. Just 9:3:3:1. The percentage is 62.5% parallel combination and 37.5% recombination. It was what actually Greger-Mendel got in the F2 progeny, where he got the ratio 9:3:3:1. You can calculate that. 62.5% parallel combination and 37.5% recombination. T.H. Morgan selected this experiment, this hybridization, this dihybrid cross in the F2 progeny. He got a different percentage. Already I have told you that he got a different ratio. That is not 9:3:3:1, a different ratio he got, and he proceeded to calculate the percentage of parallel combination and recombination. And he got the parallel combination 98.7% parallel combination. What do you mean by parallel combination? Here, what is the parallel combination here? There are two parallel combinations, isn't it? Parallel combination, or we may better say grandparent combination, isn't it? We say parallel combination. What is that? Yellow bodied, white tail is the one parallel combination, and brown bodied, red eye is the one parallel combination. So in the F2 also, he got these combinations. So some of the progenies were with the yellow bodied, white-eyed traits, and some with the brown bodied, red-eyed traits. Okay. So putting these together, these are the parental combination. Putting these together, the percentage comes to 98.7. And the recombination was 1.3%. Recombination was only 1.3%. That is, what is recombination here? Recombination means mixing of the mixed traits of two parents. That is recombination. We have already seen that. That means yellow bodied red eye trait is the recombinant, and brown bodied white eye is another recombination. So the recombination putting together comes to a percentage of only 1.3%. So this is a marked deviation from what Grigor Mendel got. So here we can see that the recombinant percentage is very, very low. There is only 1.3%. When parallel combination is very high, reaching up to 98.7%. Okay. So T.H. Morgan analyzed this, and he explained that the reason for this high parental combination percentage and a low recombinant percentage is due to a phenomenon called linkage. A phenomenon called linkage. What is linkage? Linkage means presence of alleles of different traits or genes of different characters on the same chromosome. Let us see what Sutton and Boveri told. Sutton and Boveri told alleles or genes are situated on the chromosome. So it was made clear by Sutton and Boveri that alleles or genes or Mendelian factors are situated on the chromosomes. T.H. Morgan is now telling, or he declared that genes of different characters can be situated on the same chromosome. That means a single chromosome would have genes of different chromosomes. So this is a chromosome. Here the gene for one character, here gene for another character, here gene for another character, and here gene for another character. So in that way, genes are arranged on a chromosome in a linear fashion on the same chromosome. So those genes, this phenomenon is called linkage, and those genes which are arranged which are present, located on a same chromosome are called linked genes, or that forms a linkage group. So genes of the same chromosome, genes located on the same chromosome forms a linkage group, and they are called linked genes. Linked genes. And he also proved that the gene for yellow body color, or gene for body color and gene for eye color are located on the same chromosome. So what is the significance of this? or the gene for body color and the gene for eye color are linked genes. They are members of a linkage group. So what is the significance of this? That means Morgan explained that they cannot be assorted easily. Then we should think that why the genes or why in the experiments conducted by Gregor Mendel, in the hybridization experiment conducted by Gregor Mendel, by using seed color and seed shape, the alleles assorted, the factors assorted independently, freely. Why they assorted? Why they could assort independently or freely? Because genes for these two characters, the genes for the seed color and genes for seed shape, are present on different chromosomes. So as the chromosomes can move freely, the genes located on them also move freely. So in that case, gene for the seed shape is located on one chromosome and genes for seed color is located on another chromosome in pea plant. So these chromosomes segregate freely, assort freely. As a result, these factors or genes also separate, segregate and assort independently, freely. But here it is not possible. Here in this case, this free assortment is not possible, free segregation is not possible because the gene for body color and gene for eye color are located on the same chromosome. So they can move only together. They can move only together. So they tend to move together. They tend to move together and it is not easy to separate them and assort them or segregate them. So segregation between these two genes is not easy because they are present on the same chromosome. As long as this chromosome remains as a single unit without breaking, the genes cannot be separated. Suppose the body color gene is here, this is the chromosome, and the body color is here, and the eye color gene is here. They are on the same chromosome, they move together. They always move together. So it can be they separated. Until and unless this chromosome is cut into two or broken. So, here independent assortment is not possible, not easy. That is why the parental combination remains as it is. It is passed on to the next generations. It is passed on to generation after generation as it is without any change. That is why here parental combination is expressed in the F2 with a high percentage, that is 98.7%, whereas new combination is only 1.3%. Let us see an illustrated explanation of this here. So you can see the crossing here. Yellow-bodied, white-eyed female is crossed with a wild type male. What do you mean wild type here? Wild type means yellow-bodied, brown-bodied, red-eyed male. Okay. Here the sex of the individual is also very important. And before that, one more thing. There is a difference in denoting the alleles here. Okay. Here the yellow body color is denoted by Y That is, remember that is capital Y. Even though that is recessive character, recessive trait, that is denoted by capital Y. Y. And eye color is denoted with the W. And the male, you see the male, in the male, the body color is denoted by Y plus, and eye color is W plus. That plus sign indicates that it is dominant. So it is denoted in that way here. Okay. So alphabets without a plus is recessive allele. Alphabets with a plus indicates it's a dominant allele or wild type. Dominant alleles are dominant character, dominant trait is considered as the wild type here. So the male is wild type or dominant with a dominant trait, and the female is with a recessive trait. And that is one thing. Another thing is, T.H. Morgan discovered that these alleles are located on, these alleles for these two characters, body color and eye color, are located on the same chromosome. Not only on the same chromosome, but on X chromosome. You know, X chromosome is the sex chromosome. Okay. There are certain chromosomes by which we can determine the sex of the individual. So, in the case of human being also, sex determining chromosomes are there. They are X and Y. In male, in female, two X chromosomes determine the sex of the individual as female. And in the case of male, it is one X chromosome and one Y chromosome. The same pattern is applicable in the case of Drosophila also. So female is with two X chromosome and male is with one X chromosome and one Y chromosome. So you should remember that these genes for the body color and eye color are located on the X chromosome, whether it is male or female, it is located on the X chromosome. In that way, it is depicted here also. Okay. Now the gametes are produced. This is the gametes. During gametogenesis, you know, segregation takes place. Of course, here also segregation takes place. Chromosomes segregate. So here also chromosomes segregate and gametes are formed. These gametes join to form or fertilize to form the F1 progeny. And the F1 progeny here is shown in a Punnett square here. You can see here in a Punnett square here. You can see all the female individuals are wild type here. Okay. You know, it is a dominant brown body and red eye are dominant. A dominant allele is sufficient to express the character, already we have seen. So in female, one X chromosome, got two X chromosomes, one X chromosome carry the color, the gene allele for brown body and red eye. So the females in the F1 progeny are with the brown body and red eye. Whereas the males are they have only one X chromosome and that carries the allele for yellow body color and white eye color. So T.H. Morgan crossed these two. An F1 male is crossed with F1 female and he produced the F2 progeny. And the F2 progeny, as we have already seen, as I told you already, the percentage, when percentage of the F2 progeny was calculated, T.H. Morgan got 98.7% of parental combination. That means with the yellow body, white eye and brown body, red eye. This is a parallel combination. So this parallel combination totaling to a percentage of 98.7 percentage, whereas new combination is only 1.3 percentage. So two types of new combination can be seen here. Two types of new combination or recombination, two types. One is yellow body with red eye, and the other one is brown body with white eye. These two are recombination that amounts only to only to 1.3%. Okay. And the reason for the high parallel combination percentage, T.H. Morgan explained as due to linkage. So we can see here the gene for body color and gene for eye color are situated on the same chromosome. So as these genes are situated on the same chromosome, they cannot be easily separated or segregated. Even though homologous chromosomes segregate, but the genes cannot be separated. Whereas in the experiment conducted by Gregor Mendel, dihybrid cross conducted by Gregor Mendel, where the genes for different traits were located on different chromosomes. So when chromosomes segregate, the factors also could segregate. Here it is not possible because the genes for different traits or different characters are located on the same chromosome. So even when homologous chromosomes segregate, the traits, the alleles responsible for these different characters cannot segregate because they are on the same chromosome. What happens as a result of this? As a result of this, these two genes located on the same chromosome tend to inherit. They have a tendency to inherit as it is generation after generation. How can we be separated? Until and unless the chromosome is broken. Okay, I hope you understand. So that is the reason why the parallel combination percentage remains high as far as 98.7 percentage, and recombination is 1.3 percentage. Now you may ask one question. You may have a doubt in your mind that in such a case, if the genes for body color and eye color are situated on the same chromosome, parallel combination should come to 100%. Okay. Why should there be a 1.3% recombination? I told you that these genes cannot be separated until and unless the chromosomes are broken. And chromosome pieces are separated. So until and unless that does not take place, the parallel combination should be 100%. But here it is not 100%. A small percentage, that means 1.3 percentage of recombination takes place here. Why is that so? Why is that recombination taking place? Even though the percentage is small, why should it happen? So that is due to another phenomenon that T.H. Morgan explained, that will explain in the next class. Okay? Hope you understood. We'll see in the next class. Bye. So T.H. Morgan